jack of all trades and the master of none. I used to hear that concept and just be like, damn it. Like, I thought I was missing out on something. Like, I thought I wasn't complete because I couldn't just master one thing. That I wasn't able to, like, decide, like, what is my life's path and what am I gonna do with myself, you know? Like, I had all these interests in all these different subjects and topics, and I wanted to engage with them all and learn about all of them. But, like, society made me feel like I need to figure out what I need to be doing and devote my whole life to it. Like an occupation or a job or career or something, dude. What's up, y'all? My name's Tim Ream. You're in the right place. If you're new to the channel, this is where I demystify the mystical in the self-help and the personal development space. I'm going to give to you the practical and applicable tools that I've boiled down over time that I've used to change my life. All right, man, let's go. Man, I used to get to a job, be there for like 2 weeks, and it's like, if I gotta do this for 30 years, I'm good, bro. I don't wanna do it, and I would just quit. Because it's just like I knew the end game, you know? And I have now found that being the jack of all trades and the master of none is the total way to be. And if you actually examine these concepts logically, they make no sense. And they make no sense in the frame or the lens that I want to make the most impact. I want to reach my fullest potential in this life, financially, relationships, like just in everything, my learning. And if you think about it, I'm good. I'll let everybody else be the master of, I guess, one trait or one skill, okay? And I'll be the jack of all trades. Because on a time scale thing, like, say it takes me 40 years to do something. If somebody's already done that, that's stupid to me. Why wouldn't I just go and pay for that knowledge and plug and play it into my life? Because if I only can master one thing, then I've got 40 years wrapped up in one thing. But if I realize that I don't know it all, okay, and that these people are experts and they're probably gonna know it better than I ever could, then now I can go and over my, say, 80, 90 years that I'm gonna be here on earth, I can learn from 1,000 different people who have 40 years of experience in 1,000 different areas. And then you scale it up, you got a business that employs 1,000 of those people or 500 or more of those people. It's just crazy, like, how it can grow exponentially, and the potential of that is much greater than if I just went and tried to master something. Dude, Henry Ford had buttons on his desk. Somebody asked him a question, and he'd basically say, like, I don't need to know the knowledge. I just need to know the person who does have the knowledge. Like, bro, you skip all the college, all of the trial and error, all of that stuff. And it brings me around to my second point, which I've been thinking a lot about, and it's when you try to save money, you usually spend time. And if you examine that concept, like, okay, like, I need this person's expertise, I'm starting a business, but I don't want to pay for it. So guess what now? Now that I don't want to pay for it, I got to go trial and error and do all of the stuff that person could tell me how to do in an instant, dude. And here's the thing. I got into it originally to save money. But in this trial and error process that I'm about to go through, guess what? I'm going to spend some money. I'm going to screw it up. I'm going to have to rebuy this product, or I'm going to have to redo this, redo that, redo this. And I'm going to end up spending more time than I wanted to and more money than I wanted to. So it makes more sense just to go ahead and spend the money and get the expert knowledge that you need and just plug and play it. It makes no sense. See, all of these concepts, whenever they're actually broken down logically, rather than you hear them, you have an emotional attachment to it, like, oh, master of none, oh my God. Like, if you actually start examining them, they don't hold any water, man. They don't hold any weight. They don't make any sense. When you, especially the time thing, like, we're not gonna be on our deathbed I wish I had some more money. You're gonna say, I wish I had more time. And so if we're trying to save money to spend time, that's not even a good trade-off in the long-term thing. Like, it's literally a very temporary strategy that's not very good. We're not thinking about the long-term play of things at all and trying to compound our time and leverage somebody else's time, or leverage it in, or at least leverage it in the maximum way possible. Yeah, in the long run, like, why would you spend your most valuable resource for a resource they just print? All these concepts are so flipped on their head, but everybody's running with them. And I say everybody, like I used to run with them until I slowed down in society, took time out to process what in the hell is going on. Why am I doing the things that I am doing? Okay? Why are people doing this stuff? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, in being okay to question the status quo and make what's what of it. Sort it all out so it can actually make sense. Okay? I'm the type of person that, unless something makes sense to me, I just can't throw my entire self behind it. It ain't until I've made the calculation or logical assumption in my head, like, okay, this actually makes sense. I can put myself behind that. Like, whenever there's just some blind faith, dude, you're just doing it on willpower, and willpower always fades. But if you have the power of belief behind something, dude, I'm telling you, man, nothing can shake that, okay? Like, you got the power of belief behind it, man. That's like 100% faith. Faith comes through belief. It doesn't come through just like, oh, I heard this and I'm gonna believe it. I'm gonna try really hard to do it. Like, whenever you have the understanding of the thing that you're actually going for, that's where the true power lies, man. You know, actually Solomon, he didn't want riches. He didn't want anything else. He actually wanted wisdom. And then once he got the wisdom, all the riches and the kingdoms and all that stuff came, which is crazy, because but that's what has to happen first. You have to have the knowledge first. If you're wanting the gold and the kingdom before the wisdom, you got the effect before the cause. It's like the man who, you know, was standing in front of the stove and said, first you give me the heat and then I'll add the wood. Like, you literally have to front load this stuff. You have to put the knowledge in first, and that takes maybe even years to do, and then you can start getting the result. Like, you have to be successful before you're actually ever successful. You have to do the inner transformation before the exterior transformation can ever happen. It's a very backwards world that we live in, and whenever you actually start examining these concepts, whenever you actually start squaring stuff with your conscience and making sure this stuff sits well with you and examining it logically, you'll start to realize that operating off of that logic and what makes sense is completely backwards to what everybody else does. By definition, if I want to be rich and I want to achieve great things, then why would I act like 99% of people who haven't done any of that? Just that right there should let you know that what I'm going after is going to be 180 degrees opposite of what the status quo is. If I want to be rich, that means I got to invest my money rather than spend it first. All right? I can't, consume more than I spend. Like, just all of the concepts in the poor and middle class, if you just turn them on their head and do the opposite, you'll be heading in the opposite direction, and it's going to be a better direction. I hate to say it that way, but I mean, if you're not looking silly amongst common people, then you're probably fitting in with them. And if you're fitting in with them, you're heading in the same direction with them. And if your goals and dreams and aspirations are to be financially well off, achieve your potential, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that stuff, then if you're fitting in, by definition, you're probably doing the same thing everybody else is. And that's the very definition right there of extraordinary. Like, you want to be extraordinary. That means above or beyond the ordinary. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please share, like, and subscribe for more content. Hit the notification bell below. Hit all so you can get all of my stuff that's coming out. Please follow along. Let's fucking go.